We need some work. We'll keep working on it.
You talked about this too after the Wisconsin game. Is it just because this was an area you improved the most last season, it seemed, on the defensive end? Is that a bit puzzling to you?
No. You know, I think we played against a team that was inspired, that was really working, sharing the ball. You know, they have good shooters. You know, they haven't been shooting well. Doesn't mean they're not good shooters. Austin Hollins has always been a good shooter. He's been off. Smith has been off. I mean, they've got a lot of guys who have been off, and tonight they were making them.
You said that
Fran,
you need to work on defense. What specifically do you want to see the most improvement made in between now and Thursday?
You know, I think we just have to, you know, stay in our stance and stay engaged and stay after them, whether it's ball screens or driving kicks or transition defense. You know, it came easy for us early. We were up 9, and we didn't lock in defensively then, like I think we should have. And then, you know, all of a sudden you look at we're down 10. Now they were on fire. You know, I get that, and the crowd got into it and stuff. But you know, you got to adjust. You know, when Bugs is hitting or Hollins is hitting. I mean, they were on fire in the first half. You don't know. Sometimes I've coached against a team that made 9.5. But this team has the potential to do that. I mean, you know, they're a good three-point shooting team. Just the numbers haven't bear that out, you know, in recent weeks.
how much of that was not getting back in transition versus they made 8 straight three-pointers to just kind of tip your cap and say?
I think there's a lot of that. I think you have to, like I said, you know, a lot of times we sit here and we lose and we didn't do this, we didn't do that, we should have done this, we could have done that. And, you know, they put up 95. Now, we can blame our defense if we want to, but at some point you have to respect your opponent and say, you know what? Richard had a good game plan, the kids executed it, they moved it, you know, they got open and they made the shots. You know, all power to them.
When you got a guy like Bugs, who I think he's maybe scored 1 basket all season, has 11 in the first half, and 14 of the game, do you just kind of raise your hand and say, well, you know, what are you going to do about that?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know. But, you know, I'd like to have, you know, adjusted maybe a little bit quicker to him. He did, but he was open and he made it.
Sorry, Coach, how'd you guys play on offense in your mind?
At times, really well, I thought. You know, at times, not so good. I mean, we cut at 68-66, and that stretch right after that, we weren't very good. You know, so you go back and you say, you know, should I have called more sets? Should I have called less sets? Could I, you know, did I have the right lineup on the floor? I mean, you start going over in your mind. You know, and it's hard because a couple times we drove it and we wanted to drive it, and nothing good happened. You know, on the penetration. But we encourage our guys to drive the ball. So we're gonna do, you know, yell at Marble for driving and turning the ball over. You know, we told them to drive it. So, you know, we just have to live with that.
Wasabi's still just too sick to go tonight?
Yeah.
What did you think of what you got out of Clemens, considering he didn't play all there in the first half?
He was terrific. Man, he was great. You know, and obviously I didn't play him in the first half. Wasn't sure. I gave him a shot, and I'm really proud of him. He showed me he really wants to play more.
Aaron White almost brought you completely back in the second half. Got a couple steals, several points in the second half. I mean, did it? What was
he was great all night long, Scott. You know, I mean, we talked to him about impacting the game right off the bat, both ends of the floor, on the glass, in transition. I thought his effort level, his energy level was great. I mean, I tried to rest him when I could, played 33 minutes, and late, you know, we're pressing, he's the point of the press. He's always seemed like he was all over the place. They were really proud of him.
They were making seemingly every shot they put up, you were playing man, zone. I mean, as a coach, you may call timeouts. What, do you almost feel powerless in that situation when that's happening?
Well, yeah, I mean, you do, but you always feel like, I think, more so, Rick, okay, what can I do to help them? I mean, that's what you're thinking. Yeah, they're on fire. Yeah, you know, but we can't just say they're on fire. Okay, can we trap them? Can we zone them? Can we press them? Can we switch? You know, you start pushing different buttons. I mean, that's what you do in that situation. More so, it's not as much strategy sometimes is you just change to see if the change works.
Whenever you do get Melson back, whether it's Thursday, Sunday, whenever, does he get reinserted back in the starting lineup, or has Josh played his way into it?
Josh has been great. I think that's a legitimate question. I think we'll have to evaluate. You know, Mel, we practice tomorrow. We'll see what Mel does tomorrow in practice. You know, he practiced yesterday. He was great in practice. I mean, I thought for sure he was going to play, and he just has not been able to move. You know, I asked him before he gave me ready to go. He said no. So.
Is it fluey?
It's all in his stomach. It's all stomach.
What do you miss when he's not there?
A low post scoring threat. You know, another rebounder and shot blocker. It's a big physical team. You know, the way Walker's playing, King is big, Eliason's big. You know, Melson gives just a bigger body. They can bang with those guys. Gives me another option. Gives me another offensive scorer. We could use him. I mean, you know, you think about how we played against Penn State, and he was great.
Wisconsin, I think, made 14 and 19 shots in one stretch in the first half when they got up 10. Tonight, we're talking first half especially, they were going crazy. Do you look at that? I mean, I assume you take that as just the way the game is played and not rip your team for the way they're playing defense?
No, I certainly didn't rip them for that. I mean, one time out, I went after them a little bit in that one stretch. And truthfully, that was not because of anything that necessarily I was pointing out. It was like, okay, they're on fire, we got to rev it up even more.
Yeah.
You know, it's like just to try to fire them up more so than technically you're not doing this, you're not doing that. You know, it wasn't that at all.
Fran, every team in this league has had dips in a conference season, and if 2 in a row is a dip, and this is your first such thing, how do you kind of curtail it?
But, you know, like I've always said to you, we never get too high, we never get too low. If we won tonight, we would take the same approach. You know, let's say we came back and we hit a couple shots and we win this game. You know, be jumping around in the locker room. Okay, all right, that's it. Jump around the locker room, get on a plane, now we got to go play at Indiana. Another tough place to play. You know, sometimes I wonder if they understand, this league and the atmosphere that they walk into every night and how special that is. It's not like that everywhere, even in other BCS schools. It's not like that. So we'll get another crack at it Thursday night, and hopefully we'll play well.
You like having a game just 2 days from now? Is that a good thing?
I think this time of year, yeah, sometimes we get, we can be control freaks and want more time and this and that. This time of year, you want to play. You want to play games. They don't want to practice anymore. It's the end of February. They're tired of looking at each other. Let's go play somebody else.
What happened to Mabel? Second half, he had 1 point at one time.
Yeah, tough stretch. He drove it a couple times, and he was on fire in the first half. Didn't make as many.
Do they defense him differently?
No.
They did at Iowa City?
No, I don't think so.
Is that about the first game you had that all year?
What's that?
Is that about the low-scoring game you had in the second half?
He had 4 in one game, I think. I remember that.
Okay.
He had 4 in the second half of the Michigan game, I remember.
Okay, thanks.